So, Naveen, in our episode about books, we got into a bit of a financial side conversation. And you mentioned you're the kind of girl who keeps too much money in her checking account.
Are we revisiting this? I am that stereotypical um, woman, and the data would suggest this. So I hope I don't offend anyone by saying that. I keep too much money in a checking account, and I don't trust people at financial institutions because I don't know if they have my best interests at
Well,
heart.
I'm saying this as an unqualified, non-financial advisor, so hopefully you can trust me. I've done a little bit of work historically around women and money, and I will say that is story checks out. It's pretty typical of women to be untrusting and unsure, not very confident. And I think it's kind of okay sometimes to have money squirreled away. There's a bit of a rule of thumb around having 3 to 6 months emergency fund. So if that's the intent of that money, if that's your intention behind your checking account, that's one thing. Having that emergency fund is an important sort of freedom enabler, right? You're enabled to leave a toxic job, a toxic relationship. You're able to make choices that otherwise you might be handcuffed to. But if your intention is not that money is an emergency fund, that's different. So, what's the intention behind that money?
The intention is a lack of confidence or knowledge and trust around what to do and how to invest. And I'm, a working professional woman, and I am embarrassed that I don't know how to manage money better. But honestly, if I go to someone and I've met with a ton of different financial planners, and they all think they're like, we're going to get you this much interest and this, and bank with us and invest with us. And sometimes it just kind of sounds like a bit of a used car sales tactic. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go elsewhere. And I don't know what that elsewhere
Well,
is.
it's a really tricky system, and to be fair, it's especially in Canada, we have 6 giant banks. The financial services industry does not necessarily have our best interests at heart. And depending on how you grew up and what sort of money trauma you have established in your life, there is shame around money, there is embarrassment, there is a lack of confidence, and especially the investing system has been set up to be purposely complex and to feel purposely difficult to navigate, so that you might trust somebody with your money, so that you might, defer those decisions when that really in the end kind of just will cost you money. So, my opinion, I've worked in banking, I've worked in financial services. The banks are there to help you, but they're also there to make money. They're there to charge you interest. They're there to charge you a percentage management expense ratio. They make a little bit of money off of everything. And so it is really hard to find someone you can trust. And there are individuals out there that charge like a fee for service. They'll charge an hourly rate. I think those financial planners are the best to check in with, because they're not charging you a percentage of your investments, a percentage of your portfolio. They're charging you for their time, which I think is the best approach.
We should throw it out there to our community, who has grown significantly since we launched this podcast not too long ago, just to hear other people's thoughts on this. How do you navigate through an industry that may not have your best interest at heart? And who do you go to for unbiased, unfettered advice and perspective, which on something that is so critical to your
Yeah, we can make
livelihood.
this a bit of a series. So hopefully we will get some comments on this episode and maybe we can do a follow-up with some results and recommendations from our audience.
Watch, I'll get a bunch of emails from people that are like, I'll manage your money. You can trust me. Tell me why you're different.